Hey guys, so it's currently 10:45 p.m. on August 19th, and I thought I would just go ahead and show you everything that I have so far on the Pitman series and everything that I've done since the last video. I obviously have not watched the last video because I just edit them ever so slightly and then post them. So I'm not 100% sure what all you've seen so far, so I'm just kind of going to go through the basics. These are my first 3 rough drafts of the original timeline, and then the rough draft number 4 of the timeline. I have added these 2 events to the end of the timeline because I have no idea when this series ends, I just know when it begins. I have also written the prologue to this series, the first book anyway, because I've been trying to wait until November, but it's really hard to do because I love Jamal, and I'm very excited for this. So I know you've seen this paper, which is the one with the characters and whatnot. The ones highlighted are the ones whose names have been written down on the character notebook. I haven't really done anything else there. Over here, we started going through the events, most of which take place in the prologue. No other events will take place in January, despite what I have written here, because the next time that the book's in chapter 1 of the book will start in March. The prologue is in January, though. So that's all we have there at the moment. I have a lot of stuff for Jamal's series, so. Over here, I have written 2 possible scenes. Nowhere in the first book is this going to take place. This is clear in the 90s, and the book itself starts in the 50s. No, not the 50s. The 60s. Jamal is born in the 50s. Please go back in there. Thank you. And then over here, which I do believe you have already seen, if I recall correctly, is Jamal's actual notebook, which is much cleaner and more, professional story-like than some of my other mess, but these are the characters I have written down so far, and again, I haven't decided if I'm going to do all their descriptions now or what, but more than likely, I have time because I'm not actually writing this book until November, so I do have time to go through and figure out their descriptions long before I start the series. So, at this point, my next plan is to obviously do the character descriptions and all of that fun jazz. But after that, I need to do their character dress descriptions, basically, which is their most common things that they wear. For most of them, it's going to be suits, but for some of them, they're uniforms of some sort, or some sort of maid outfit, depending on the person. Sorry. And that's my main next goal. It's typically something, again, that I don't show on camera because it's typically pretty messy, and I don't think people like seeing that most of the time, but this series is specifically dedicated to all of the nitty-gritty details of the fun stuff that I do here while I'm going crazy. I'm currently writing 8 books, I think. I really don't know. And editing 2 others, planning the Pitman series, researching for the Pitman series, and I do believe that's the extent of my craziness at the moment. Again, hard to remember with all of the stuff I have going on. I mean, up here alone, I have a binder and 4 notebooks sitting. These 2 are empty, though, so technically that's not terrible. I have a notepad on standby for if I write any more Pitman scenes. And then down here, I have several notebooks sitting, and I have another notebook on the floor, 2 more binders on the floor, and 4 other notebooks set in a stack or organizer on the floor. And then, you guys are really gonna like this, I have this. These are all sticky notes. Everything in here is sticky notes. There's like technically 7 or 8 pads here that I can write on, and these are all sticky notes for my organizing, like this. So that's the craziness I work with on a daily basis. It's really fun. And my mom picked up these as well for all of my writing, and they're just adorable little tiny note cards. and that's awesome. And I still have these that I used in Serial Killers Anonymous. They're, what are they called? Note cards, maybe? I think they're note cards. The lined ones that you use when you're writing research papers, which is something I'm very familiar with. So, this is pretty much just an update because I'm still not going to work on this at the moment. My main goal for now is to finish this book before November. I want to finish The Truth to Living before November. And I want to get a lot done on After the Second Fall, as well as Corpses in the Night. The plan is to finish Mad and Red before November. I'm working on the rewrite of Bloody Mary, which was book 1 in the Paranormal Detective series, and I'm editing The Surgeon, which is book 1 of the Beau Austin series, and I'm editing See None, Hear None, Speak None for the second time, which is the second book in the Ashley Jones trilogy. And the goal is to finish most of that before the end of this month, as in Bloody Mary, See None, Hear None, Speak None, and The Surgeon, and then move on to a new book and all that fun jazz. This is pretty much my life here. This is what I do. It is why I'm a crazy person, and I accept it with open arms. But this is pretty much just an update video, and that's all for this video. The next video will be actual research stuff and character descriptions and all of that fun jazz. But for now, I just wanted to keep the series updated, and I will see you guys in the next one.